Dark forums reeked of stale testosterone and fear disguised as bravado. I saw him pop up in a hacking IRC channel, pasted without context in the middle of the chat and immediately buried by spam and irrelevant messages. It took me 2 weeks to convince a moderator that I wasn't a Fed.
One word out of place, and you disappear.
Snow was falling in Seattle. The streets had become impassable under the weight of the snow. Still, there were people out there shouting their grievances.
Stop the cuts! No more fees! Education
The world outside was irrelevant. I had a higher purpose, to claim the networks as my own. I decided to register as Darkflower on dark forums. What would my family have thought about my alias?
Pretentious. What does it mean, Emily? That's a nice name, honey.
None of them knew it came from the dark flower I used to draw in my notebooks when I was 9. A rose with poisonous thorns, beauty with a function. I suppose none of them would even care. My first post was pathetic.
Looking for info on self-propagating crypto mining Trojans. Anyone worked with Burming? I need help with persistence on corporate networks.
Persistence? First, learn not to burn your own back doors, rookie.
If you don't know how to maintain access, sell to someone who does. That's the only persistence you need.
Drop the crypto mining bullshit. It's 2016. That crap doesn't pay anymore.
I was completely humiliated. Asking for help in public was a mistake. I showed weakness. In this underworld, desperation is punished.
I'm not gonna let a bunch of idiots underestimate me like that.
I spent the next few weeks in silence, reading every thread, every technical discussion, every malware exchange, and every sale of remote access to systems. The forum was a marketplace. Users were selling stolen credentials, access to servers, leaked databases. Some offered tutorials. Others custom tools. But no one, absolutely no one, was selling what I had just discovered I needed. Full corporate access, not a server, not an account, an entire network. On my laptop, there was a script I'd been fine-tuning for weeks. It wasn't fancy or sophisticated, but it knew exactly what to hunt for. Badly closed doors. Companies always leave one behind, not out of carelessness, but for the sake of convenience. Convenience is the silent enemy of security. The program began crawling through addresses like someone walking through a neighborhood, testing doorknobs. One, another one. It found hundreds of companies with their doors wide open. I went for the most ambitious target, a commercial bank in Lagos, Nigeria. It took me 40 minutes to gain access to the remote access server. The password was embarrassingly simple. God bless corporate laziness.
Yes, I'm in.
Breaching a corporate network is like cracking a safe, only to find that everything inside consists of unlocked doors. You have total access from the Active Directory, the brain that manages every user, to emails and backups. No alarms, just silence. To move freely, I put their outdated antivirus to sleep with a script disguised as administrative tasks. I created 3 fake admin accounts with generic names to blend in with the IT staff. Finally, I installed a backdoor to grant me future access. I programmed it to call back to my machine only once every 15 days. No one will suspect something that takes 2 weeks to show signs of life. By the time they realize it, the network will already be mine.
Morons.
I dumped all the credentials stored in the Active Directory. I cracked the passwords using Hashcat on a mining rig I'd bought the previous year. It took 8 hours. 326 accounts, total access. I infected their backups before logging off. If someone noticed something suspicious and restored from the backups, the backdoors would already be waiting in the clean system. It's like poisoning the antidote. When the time came, I dropped my first real listing on dark forums.
For sale, full corporate network access, commercial bank, Lagos, Nigeria, $400 million market cap, Active Directory access, user accounts, databases, and accounting records. Price, $8,000 in Bitcoin. Escrow accepted. 48-hour trial period.
Does the newbie actually have real product?
Lagos, who buys African shit?
I need verification. Give me proof of access.
I handed him the keys to the kingdom. Once he verified the access was legitimate, he released the funds. $8,000 in Bitcoin hit my wallet. The next day, I found 4 messages waiting in my forum inbox. 3 were purchase requests. 1 was a warning from the moderator.
Don't post your contact info in public threads. Professionals do it via private message. One more time and you're banned.
I looked at my post. I'd left my contact channel exposed. It was my second mistake, unnecessary identity exposure. I edited the post, but it was already too late. The trail was already there. But at that moment, with $8,000 in Bitcoin, I didn't care. This is only the beginning.